Shalom. Call all Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bahashim Kakodash. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS, including the elders that came before them and taught us his truth. And shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word in truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect, tabernacle of David. I'm the brother Yahshua, back with the WW3 Daily update. And it is what it is, whether you like it or not. Don't come to this channel if you don't want to hear what is going on in the world, especially concerning the war, if you don't want to hear it from a scriptural standpoint. All right? And whereas Matthew 24:6 deals with wars and rumors of wars, this is Jeremiah 51:46. Unless your heart faint and ye hear for the rumor that shall be heard in the land, a rumor shall both come 1 year, and after that in another year shall come a rumor and violence in the land, ruler against ruler. Let's read this. But do not panic. Don't be afraid when you hear the first rumor of approaching forces. For rumors will keep coming year by year. Violence will erupt in the land as the leaders fight against each other, and that's what we see. So, I made a video earlier, the previous one to this, dealing with the real news. All right, go back and watch that. But this is a different opinion, so let's listen to. I listened to about what, a minute, almost 2 minutes of it, and it's a different opinion. But after 2 minutes, I thought that it should be noised abroad, if you will. Let's hear what he has to say. This is the Voice of Reason, Military and Foreign Affairs Network, April 10, which was yesterday, I believe. The battle for Kiev, successful, diversion, or failure. Okay. And you gotta, this is his opinion. Let's listen.
Good day, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I am your host, the Voice of Reason. As we cover or continue our coverage of day 46 of the ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine, I wanted to do a quick episode and have a look at the Russian operation that took place both north and northeast of Kiev. And now I know there has been a lot of talk about whether this operation was a diversion, was it a real attempt to secure Kiev, and we have kind of seen in terms of the Russian supporters adamantly believe it was a diversionary type of operation designed to draw Ukrainian forces from other parts of the country or divert Ukrainian forces that were deployed in the west towards Kiev, as opposed to reinforcing the eastern and southeastern areas of the ongoing operation. So I think it was both. Quite honestly, I think what we observed was quite possibly both a diversion and a legitimate effort to seize control of the capital. Now, first and foremost, I think the initial stages of this Russian operation, which predominantly involved airborne forces storming down from the areas to the north, just north of Chernobyl and Pripyat, and then obviously we observed multiple attempted air assault operations at two known locales at two air bases. One was fairly successful. The seizure of Hostomel, it kind of went back and forth, but eventually the Russians were able to seize control of that airport. And then we also observed another operation that took place to the southwest at this location. And that operation appears to have not been successful. Now, we have heard reports that Some of these transport aircraft carrying paratroopers may have been shot down by Ukrainian air defense forces and or directly shot down by quite possibly Ukrainian MiG-29s. We don't know as of yet. I imagine as we fast forward 1-2 years from now, if there's still not war taking place, we're going to know a lot more in terms of what this operation looked like, why the Russians did what they did. But again, the initial stages of this operation, especially those air assault operations, where we observed the Russians moving south very very rapidly, both in air assault operations and on the ground with forces as well moving south from the Belarusian border. Now that initial once the air base near Hostomel was seized, and we saw further Russian forces come down from the south, we did see what I would define as a reconnaissance in force on the western suburbs of Kiev. And I think at the time that that operation was launched, the Russians were hoping that the Ukrainians were not going to resist in terms of the way that they, in fact, did resist. I believe the Russians were hoping that possibly the FSB, the GRU, intelligence agencies may have gotten to contact with higher echelon leaders of the Ukrainian military, and in hopes of flipping some of those forces where they would not fight or at some point switch sides in the ensuing battles. But unfortunately for the Russians, that did not occur, and we saw tenacious resistance by Ukrainian forces within the vicinity of Kiev.
Wow. All right, so enough of that. We're not going into that. So, yeah. I don't know what to say about the voice of reason at this point. After watching the interview I just watched, right? Let me get it for you. Let's see. Let me get that for you real quick, just to touch on it. All right. You should go watch this. It's so much more informed. The voice of reason, this guy is kind of being a Monday morning quarterback, if you will, right? And he's kind of, giving a report on what happens after and trying to assess what's going on from what he's looking at. But I don't think he has enough information, not like this guy, Scottritter, all right? So this is an hour and 17 minutes on this guy's channel, Gonzalo Lira, all right? And it's Scottritter and the Battle of the Donbass. Okay, so he's breaking it down in a much more succinct way, if you will. And it's definitely worth, if you want to know what is going on and what will happen. And I mean, nobody knows, but we'll see. But here's what we do know, okay? We do know that Vladimir Putin and the Russians are about to do great battle here in World War III. Okay? Why do we know that? Because the scriptures tell you. So go back and watch this, all right? And then you can compare it to what the voice of reason is saying. And then we'll sit back and we'll watch and see, who is more accurate, if you will. All right, so we'll go ahead and get a couple of scriptures on the way out. Okay, and I mean, rumors are exactly that, reports. Okay, rumors, reports, threats. All right, NASB. And don't be afraid at the report, okay? rumor. A rumor shall be heard in the. Okay, so these are reports, rumors, threats. All right, tidings. All right, same as Matthew. Okay, news. Neither fear for the news that shall be heard in the land, for news shall come. All right. All right, good enough. Let's get Ezekiel and leave it at that. That's what we know is going to go on. All right. Start at 2. Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. And say, thus saith the Lord power, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. And I will bring thee forth and all thine armies, so all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, and all of them handling swords. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands in the house of Togarmah of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. All right. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou, and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. And that's what we see beginning to take shape. All right. Let's look at this real quickly so we can get an idea of what we see or what we're reading. Okay. Here's Magog. The land. What is the land of Magog? Okay. Russia. So when you read this, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. This is the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal is Turkey. Slovakia. Georgia. This is Russia. Okay. What happened to Georgia? What happened to the stands? Right? What happened? What is Russia? What was Russia? Not Russia. What was the USSR? I'm getting mixed up there. Okay? I had a map of what was once the USSR. I'm gonna have to get that back. All right? Because those countries are gonna fall back in line. All right? So you get an idea of who's being spoken of here. All right? Meshech and Tubal dealing with Georgia, Russia. See, there's a name that comes behind Georgia in this area. It's called Russia. All right? All of, and what the scripture is saying is all these, okay, here's Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarter. All of these people are going to fall in line with who? With Magog. That's what this is saying. Okay? Then it goes into Iran. these different parts of Africa with them. With who? With Magog. With Turkey. Okay? Look at that. There's Togarmah. All right? With them. We're going to see this. This is what we're looking at. All right? So when you're dealing with, where's, okay. You can't see it right here. Let me see if I can find it over here. But the Ukraine, where's Ukraine? Right up in here? I don't have it on this map. But everybody's going to fall in line. All right? There's Libya. There's Ethiopia. With them. There's Persia. Okay? Syria is already, Russia is fighting in Syria now. Okay? So this is pretty much correct. All right? And that's what we're seeing. All right? So this is what is going to happen, whether you believe it or not. When you see it happen, then shall you know. And I mean, again, you don't have to, don't come to this channel. It is what it is. This is Ezekiel 33 and 33. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them. Let's read it in the NIV. When all this comes true, and it surely will, then they will know that a prophet has been among them. But when all these terrible things happen to them, as they certainly will, then they will know a prophet has been among them. All right? And that's not, exalting myself or any of the prophets out there, right? We're just doing what we were commanded to do, all right? All right. Ezekiel 3 and 17. Who is them? Son of man, I've made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. All right, we're just doing what we're commanded to do. All right, so with that, we hope that the elect are edified. You brothers and few sisters, you Israelites, whoever else is watching, goes out for you other nations too. All right, shalom.